Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this evening, Michael, followed by other host, got it right this time,
Thank you.
Sage.
I was literally going to be like, by other host Sage, not guest sir.
Of the guest of Cultured Corner.
I can't stand you.
I don't think we're talking cultured, but well, we could talk cultured a little bit.
Okay.
Because we went into it a bit last week, but we could talk a little bit more about the ecchi quality of Chivalry of a Failed Knight from what we watched.
Oh, yes.
We can use that as a springboard for this episode.
Sure, that's fine. I feel like it's pretty mid. And, I actually looked up when this show came out because I couldn't tell if it felt dated or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? It came out in 2015.
Sure did.
And just something about it, like everything from... Because the ecchi is not even, like... tantalizing. It just feels like a check mark.
Yeah, it goes a bit like, all right, so like when not to rehash too much, but that Kat, I think when she originally described it said it was ecchi light.
Yes,
which
diet ecchi.
I think
I believe.
I think ecchi light or diet ecchi is mostly like if you're gonna be in that range, right? I think that like caps out at panty shots, like under skirts.
So you don't think
I feel like ecchi light is like you're getting like the massively jiggle boobs, but like in a school uniform still. And every show has the one beach episode, so that's the exception.
I was gonna say I feel like the beach episode doesn't count because it's just a requirement at this point.
Right. So I feel like ecchi light is the jiggly boobs and regular clothes and panty shots and maybe a bath episode.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I still think that might be in the same thing as beach episode, like everything kind of has that,
right?
And then I feel like once you reach ecchi, once like characters are constantly in skimpy clothing and then possibly lose said skimpy clothing for long periods of time.
Wait, because I only want to stop you there because I feel like in the 2000s it was more of a trend even for ecchi light for the clothes to like the bursting away.
Yes,
you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like to say that getting into ecchi is the losing of the clothes, I don't think that's like completely accurate.
Okay, well, but blowing away of the clothes, right? Usually back then, I feel like it happened, and you got that like one freeze frame.
True.
Where they're like, and then they're just usually on the ground, and then somebody gets hit in the fucking head, and then it moves on. Right?
Okay, that's fair.
But in this show, anytime somebody loses said clothing or something,
it stays off.
Yeah, it stays off, and it hangs on that scene, and like. In a way that is usually more like, I don't know, tantalizing is not the right word.
No, I know what you're trying to say, though. Okay, that's fair.
I feel like we're trying to break down what causes ecchi and ecchi light at the moment. And I feel like, but my point is that I think this show is ecchi and not ecchi light.
Okay, so you would care to, because I feel like.
It's not very interesting ecchi.
Okay.
It's average.
I was going to say, because for me, I wasn't like, yeah, this is a good example of ecchi because I was just so bored.
Right,
that nothing
it's average
was like,
ecchi.
Yeah, it was just very bland.
But
ecchi.
like, I don't think it's ecchi light.
Yeah. Also, the character designs. I can't remember the girl with the glasses. She was like the photographer, like the school newspaper.
Don't remember her fucking name. She was generic glasses girl.
Yeah, generic glasses girl. I don't know why, but I was like genuinely thrown off when she had big titties. I just wasn't expecting it.
I joked with Kieran during the outro for it, where I was like, "Wow, somebody saw American Beauty."
Oh my god! So that outro where like that American
just
Beauty
everybody nude in roses.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? And it's weird. I feel like
that's also why I feel like it's more ecchi, because usually ecchis
do have that kind of
straight
outro.
Up like nude characters in the outros.
You know what? That's very fair. That's
and ecchi lights usually don't have that.
Yeah, I feel like ecchi light, if they are gonna have something like scandalous in the outro, it will be like over the shoulder, like back kind of thing.
Yeah, it's usually
like,
not just straight up every female
right,
naked.
or it will be like the kind of like close up shots of like slight body part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And and then Ecchi, you got full on naked characters, or you
Right.
got if they're wearing something, you got like the High School DxD where like they're on a stripper pole and all stripping.
Right. I
strip
was gonna say,
dancing.
or it's gonna be if they are wearing clothes, it's not like clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's super fair. I feel like I haven't watched an Ecchi in so long, but I'm also at the same time so desensitized to Ecchi that like I don't even register it unless it's something like Monster Musume where it's like super in your face, like
Right.
or like High School DxD where it's like this is an ecchi anime. You know what I mean? Like capital E ecchi anime. Because for the most part, I feel like, especially if you're watching like a slight, even any really genre of anime, will have some level of
Usually has the panty shots or the
Yeah,
jiggly boobs.
yeah, especially. I mean, I think that's kind of gotten like phased out trend wise, but
I think more
it's
so
so inherent.
I think it's gotten strained out more so in
Action
like
and like
modern
shonen.
day shonen.
Yeah, I agree.
Like My Hero basically barely
None.
has any of
None.
that. I think usually if there's the fan service, it's like the random scene of the girls changing,
right.
but like you're not getting panty shots. I think
In-
at all
per
It-
episode
yeah,
kind of thing.
I don't
Not
think
at
you really
all.
get any.
I don't think you get any either.
But you have like the characters that can deliver some of the fan service, like Momo and
but
stuff
like
like
her
that.
costume is inherently fan servicey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think, and so yes, like things have the elements, but they don't have the overt like check mark of every episode needs a panty shot.
You gotta
like
have
that, where
like
old
a,
shonen and stuff used
like
to always.
face and cleavage shot
Yeah.
kind of thing, or like the flashing thighs. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
It might be.
Now characters are usually just drawn hot.
I don't know. I don't think like they made characters ugly before.
No, but like now, and what I mean is that like they're not ugly, but now it's like they're usually designed in a way that you're just like where you don't need the panty shots. You're just
Like
like that
more-
character's attractive.
More inherently sexy kind of.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
look.
Where like characters are just inherently, I feel like a little more like actually attractive than just their tits are the attraction.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like every anime character for the most part doesn't look ugly unless
Right.
it's intentional.
yeah, unless
but, like,
it's,
but
unless
some
you're going for like
characters-
ugly bastard vibe.
Right. But like some characters, there's like a good portion of their attraction is the assets that they are drawn with.
Okay,
In older shows, I feel like.
I could agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Hold on, because I haven't watched ecchi in so long. I'm just looking up like a list of ecchi anime.
Okay. What do we want to go through and decide what we feel is ecchi and ecchi light?
Hell yeah.
Okay, we could do that.
Okay, it says the time I was reincarnated as a slime. They count that as an ecchi show.
Really, I have not watched that show yet.
I've only watched maybe like the first to maybe 2 episodes of that show, so I don't really have a like complete grasp of it, but that's kind of surprising because I just thought it was like a regular schmegular isekai.
All right, I'm gonna pull up top 50 ecchi.
Oh,
anime
okay,
of all
sounds
time,
good.
and
Kill a Kill,
We're gonna go through this. Yeah, Kill a Kill.
of course.
Obviously.
But that's kind of like leaning into, but also a subversion of the tropes.
Yeah.
Food Wars.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Wait, why are you so shocked?
Because top 50 ecchi anime of all time, right?
Right.
So they have at number 50 To Love Rude Darkness.
Okay.
Which-
but that is an ecchi, right?
Yeah, but I disagree at its placement.
Oh, you think it's more?
Because I don't know this show. F49, The Fruit of Gracia. Yeah.
Never heard of it.
But 48 is Chivalry of a Failed Knight. And I disagree vehemently with this pick.
That's
That you put it over
top 50?
That you put it over To Love Rude Darkness that has actual titty. And like all of the characters are interesting and attractive. Minus the like little sister because it's a little sister.
Oh, you know what else I think I'm going to agree with you about Chivalry of a Failed Knight is not ecchi light.
Mm-hmm.
Is it during no, it's not during the bath scene, but when he's like asleep in their room
Yeah.
and she's like touching his back and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn, is this bitch gonna like come from touching a back? Chill out.
It sure seemed like she was going to.
Right? Like, goddamn.
This list is interesting. They break down shows.
Okay, I think we're on a different list because I just did top 50 as well.
They break down shows by like OVAs and seasons too.
That's weird.
Also, I'd like to point out that fucking Love After World Domination is on this list.
Oh, wait. That's that cute one you were talking about, right?
There's like
No, Ecchi.
I mean, like, yeah, there's the hot like titty shots and stuff, which technically get something an Ecchi tag, but there's no actual like titty in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, shows with actual titty are placed lower.
That's very strange.
What is this list? I still have never seen Rama 1/2.
Oh, I never watched it, but the manga is actually pretty good.
I keep meaning
feel like
to like, get around to
for
it at some point.
an older series, I feel like by today's standard, it might not be considered an ecchi. You know what I mean? Because things were just less scandalous then.
Yeah, but weren't there actual titty then in that show?
I don't know about the show because I never read the show. I never watched the show.
Now, granted, I'm pretty sure from what I've seen of that show, it's never done in like a, ooh, look at that titty. It's just like person walking around without a shirt.
Yeah, so all I know from the manga is usually if there is actual titty, it's like wispy smoke covered up, if that makes sense.
Right. Kaguya-sama is number 27 on this list.
What?
What
For
is this
ecchi?
list?
Are you... What? That's like the least ecchi show. What? There is nobody there with like big bouncing boobies all over the place.
Food Wars is fucking everywhere on this goddamn list.
But is that a surprise to literally anyone? Also, the one I'm looking at has so many anime I've literally never heard of once in my life.
Kind of why I'm skipping through some of this.
That I think this is fake.
Dress Up Darling is number 6. Oh. Look, that show, sure. I would say that... I would say Ecchi Light.
Uh-huh.
Number 6, though. Above Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill
What?
Kill la Kill was number 13.
Kill la Kill is like all titties out all day. What are they talking about? What? Like, if it wasn't for TV censorships, vaginas would be out too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They literally like make fun of that.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. Hold on. I'm going to pull up my anime list, just ecchi anime, and we're just going to go through this.
Yeah, because whoever wrote up this list
Right,
clearly has never watched an ecchi anime.
These are not ranked. They are just
right.
ecchi.
That's fine.
So No Game, No Life. Definitely ecchi.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm pretty sure there's no actual titty, but it's ecchi.
Yeah, I personally do not like No Game, No Life.
Yeah, no, it's not that great.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I had like mixed feelings on No Game, No Life. I gave it... Oh, cool. It has my rankings here. I gave it a 7. And that's because I think if you cut out literally all of the bad shit about it, like the abhorrent incest and everything like that, the story's idea is actually kind of interesting. And the character's way of solving the problems is also kind of interesting.
It's interesting on paper. The execution of the whole show is just awful.
Yes. But yet the engagement of the actual story kind of had me having a slight enjoyment with it.
That's fair.
That like I felt like
but enough
I had
to be a 7?
I dislike so much about that show, but I actually enjoyed the ride of the story enough that I felt like, all right.
Okay.
Like, I would never recommend it.
Right.
Like, I gave it a 7, and I would not recommend anyone to watch No Game, No Life. I hate a lot about it. Yet, I'm, like, sitting here like, boy, I hate everything about this show, but also, like, I had quite a fun ride with them solving out these problems.
When I was in college, we had a No Game, No Life wall scroll in our living room.
Okay.
Of,
conversation piece.
Yeah. What's the, like, little sister character? What's her name?
I don't remember.
Okay, her
name,
and then, like, the dog girl.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, like, them.
The princess.
And it was, like, an ecchi inspired picture that my roommate got at an anime convention, and we put it in our living room. And then one of my roommate's moms saw it, and they were like, what the fuck?
Incredible. All right. So after that, we got Kill la Kill.
Okay.
Classic. What else to say that hasn't been said?
Yeah.
Looks great. It gets more and more questionable the older you get.
Oh, absolutely.
I have not gone back to that show since watching it.
Kill la Kill has such, and it's funny because I feel like other shows, like other anime that have, and not even that level, because what other show really has that level of exposure?
High School DxD stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
I feel like with High School DxD, like you can kind of like write it off if that makes sense. But I feel like Kill la Kill has a very specific time in which you can watch it, time frame.
Yeah, like at the very least, you're graced by the fact that they are high schoolers.
Yeah.
But where on that high school spectrum, I'm pretty sure we all know and just don't ask.
Yeah, no, it's a thing of like, I have that information up here and I'm just going to turn a blind eye.
Anime.
Turn a blind eye.
All right, we got Food Wars.
Yeah.
Classic. Enjoyable. Also, the food all looks really fucking good.
Food Wars, I have such a weird relationship with Food Wars in that, like, I kind of wish it was a little less over the top and ridiculous.
I think I would agree.
Because
it's genuinely pretty good, but it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, like, I think it's actually pretty good. Like, I like the story, I like the character progressions, and the food looks incredible.
Apparently, it does get worse.
Oh, no, it gets, I think, I remember, I only watched maybe season 1.
I watched
and then somebody said it
4?
Got, like, somehow even more absurd.
Well, no, I mean, like, it got worse as in, like, the quality and everything got worse.
I believe that.
And I think the story, nobody liked how it ended.
But yeah, it was just so over the top, and like, I could understand having like that kind of gag like once or twice and that be funny. But every episode, like so constantly in my face, I'm like, it just like ruined the experience for me.
Yeah, it didn't do that for me, but I do wish it was like it showed up a bit less.
Yeah, like a little more tame.
Yeah. Also, a classic example of the main character absolutely not going to end up with the girl that I think is best girl, because Erina sucks, and I think the blue-haired girl's name is Megumin or Megumi.
I don't remember.
Because Megumin is
that's
her.
Yeah.
I think it's Megumi.
Okay.
I think, and she's the best girl.
I see. He doesn't end up with her?
Probably not.
Oh, rip.
I feel like they set up that it's definitely going to be Erina. She hates him, and it's like the
That's
whole
the
thing.
blonde one?
Yeah.
Oh. God damn it.
Right? Like, come on. High School of the Dead.
Of course.
Classic.
Another classic.
Also, just kind of genuinely enjoyable of a story, too.
I have literally no memory.
I
watched this so long ago.
The titty bullet dodge?
I think I watched it when I was like 14.
The titty bullet dodge.
The titty bullet dodge. It is iconic. Like, I can't.
What else is there to say?
Honestly, if that's not peak Ecchi, I don't know what is.
Those titties are going like mock fuck you to avoid those bullets somehow. Because for it to be going down, right, that's fine. Whatever. Avoid that one bullet. But the size of the bullet.
Right.
And the size of the cleavage.
Yeah.
To then be, while one goes up and the other has to go down to not hit anything, has to be going so fast.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Then we got High School of the Dead.
Of course.
High School DxD.
I know what you're trying to say. It's okay.
Genuinely, I actually had a lot of fun with that show. I think every season I had fun with it.
That's another one. Literally zero memory of what happens in that show.
I remember some of the things.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've watched it. But
I think I also watched that in high school. So, you know, like anime that you watch like a long time ago. So you're like, I know I watched this, but I literally couldn't tell you a single thing that happened.
Right.
That's that for me. Same with High School of the Dead.
Oh, these are listed in some kind of order. The amount of people that have watched them.
Oh, neat.
No Game, No Life is at the top.
Less neat.
Yeah. But yeah, High School DxD, all 4 seasons, quite enjoyable. They do change the art style, and I think the 3rd season where it becomes that more like soft art style.
Okay.
Where they like lose the hard edges and everything. And
maybe I'll rewatch it because I don't remember anything that happened.
We can do an episode of High School DxD.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I'd do that.
Yeah?
I'd do that yeah.
All right, cool. I'll rewatch it and then we'll come back to this combo.
All right. I don't even know what this is.
It's on your list. You don't even know what it is.
This is just
top
shows.
Gotcha. What's it called?
Mushoku Tensei. It's
Let me see it.
I've never actually watched.
That
any
sounds
of the Mushoku
really
Tensei
familiar,
shows.
but I don't. Nope.
Yeah. All right, we got fucking Food Wars again. Prison School.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did not like that show.
I liked it.
Nah, fam. Not for me. Somehow that show had too much ecchi, and I just said that I enjoyed High School DxD. That show was
I feel like
they are different types of ecchi.
No, absolutely. Like Prison School's ecchi is like super aggressive. It is like what do you call it? It's kind of it gives me the same feeling of like, you know, those porn videos of like girls stepping on guys' dicks with like shoes on. Yeah. It gives me that
CBT,
same
cock and ball torture. You didn't know the shorthand for that?
No. It gives me that same feeling.
Yeah.
It's I think it's the way that it like presents ecchi is uncomfortable in that same way, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because it's just so aggressive, you know what I mean? It's obviously like not meant to be pleasurable.
Right.
I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Oh yeah, you know, I think I just remembered that that season 5 of High School DxD got confirmed that it'll actually happen.
Oh, is that supposed to come out this year?
I think so.
Damn. When did it stop airing? Like a while ago.
Yeah, the last season 4 was like a while ago.
Because I don't remember. Well, maybe like 2014?
2018.
Oh, so it started in 2014. My mistake.
I think the gap between 3 and 4, I think
was
3
like
was
a
in
bigger
2012 or something like that.
So it was a really big gap.
I think so.
Damn.
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy.
All right, so fucking Chivalry of a Failed Knight.
Right.
High School DxD again. I've never seen Trinity 7. Never seen any of these. Oh no, all right. So High School DxD, hold on. Season 1, 2012.
Okay.
Season 2, 2013. Season 3, 2015. And then 2018.
Damn, and then season 5 supposedly in 23.
Yeah.
That's a very odd
gap
they have there.
Euromanga Sensei. Did you ever watch that?
No,
I haven't.
I don't think I did. But obviously, like, everyone and their fucking mom was talking about it.
Yeah, like, I partially am like, I should get around to this at some point. But also,
I would watch it only for the educational purpose.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because I think there's certain things that I watch knowing I'm not going to like it. But I like to be an educational hater.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same reason that I went to see Avatar 2.
Oh, so you did see it?
I sure did.
How was it?
Have you seen the first movie?
I watched it when it first came out in theaters, yes.
Congrats, you've seen the second movie. Literally,
I don't know.
The exact same plot.
I had a feeling that was going to happen, and I heard it's like almost 4 hours.
It is like 3 hours and 30-something minutes.
For a movie?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. You got to take like
and
2 bathroom breaks.
And I went to go see it in IMAX because I was like, if I'm going to go see it, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
But IMAX is required to be 3D for that movie. So you just have to sit there in a specific angle to make sure that you get the fucking right thing.
That's so annoying.
But yeah, so if you've seen the first movie, you've seen the second movie because it's the same thing.
Love it.
They copy and paste some of the dialogue.
No, are you joking me?
Remember in the first movie where there's a bit where they're like, this is unobtainium. This is like fucking $50 billion an ounce.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That pays for this whole operation.
The fact that it's called unobtainium is so
or whatever,
funny.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
In the second movie, they're like, I forget what the fuck it is, but it's like, it's some kind of like nerve juice it's from like a
Nerve
creature's
juice.
brain.
Right. It's not their like weird ponytail thing, right? Okay.
And they're like,
Nerve juice.
this is nerve juice.
Yeah.
It's fucking 5.3 million an ounce. This pays for the whole operation here. And you're like, are you fucking serious right now? And there's the whole thing. They repeat some of the plot that happens in the movie again, and they make fun of it. They acknowledge that they.
Wait, is it the same crew?
There is 3 times in this fucking movie where the same characters get kidnapped. 3 times.
So it's the same crew from the first movie.
3 times.
Or 3 times in the one movie.
In the one movie. In the second movie, 3 different times, I think possibly more, the children of the main characters of the first movie get fucking abducted. And in the last time, they acknowledge it, and the character goes, "Not again." And I'm like,
No, you can't do that.
You can't do this.
You can't. Okay. So,
actively awful movie.
So
not worth any of the time. I don't know why people like these movies. They're not good. They are not interesting. It is just Pocahontas reframed, and Pocahontas isn't even good. The first movie looked like okay. No, it looked good. I'll say that.
I feel like for the time it looked really good.
I think it looks pretty dated now. For some things, it's mostly the Na'vi. The Na'vi in this movie at times also look out of place and weird.
What?
And
I thought the whole point of them having this 10-year gap in production was to have this bullshit state-of-the-art CG fancy pants.
The water effects in this movie are probably the best water effects ever put to film.
So
which
what? They spent all the money on the water effects and nothing else?
So do you care?
No.
Okay,
I'm not going.
right. Hey,
I'm going to watch it when it comes on to streaming.
Can I go off on a rant then about this?
You can, but I am not going to watch this until it comes to streaming on Disney Plus in 10 years.
Okay, cool.
Like the first one.
Okay, all right. Hey, spoilers for Avatar 2.
Yeah.
You shouldn't care.
Hit me with it.
But if you do, okay, all right. So you know in the first movie, right?
We're not talking about Ecchi anymore, by the way. Just Avatar 2, where Mike's head literally explodes.
Rosario Vampire's on this list. Great show.
Great show.
Nothing
not
like
as good as the manga.
Yeah, not as good as the manga. It's very different. But season 2.
It's basically a different show.
Sure is. But season 2 of Rosario Vampire, although even worse than the manga, is fun and like probably my first interaction with Titty from anime. And has an OP that slaps. Anyway, back to Avatar. Okay. All right. So in the first movie, take the white savior part out of this. Questionable, bad things aside. Dude goes and realizes that he needs to help these people because they're gonna get wiped out, and so he even though he's from a different group of people, he decides he's gonna help them.
Because he wants to fuck.
And fights a guerrilla war to protect these people.
Right.
First movie. Second movie. Things are pretty peaceful for a while. They got some kids. They banging.
Can I ask you a question? In the second movie, so the guy who was the main avatar...
Yeah, Jake.
Sure.
Because they say his name 50 billion times in the second movie.
Sure.
To make sure. I think that they did it.
So you remember who it is?
I think they did it specifically because everyone goes, what's the name of any character in Avatar? And you can never fucking name one. I couldn't. I think that like James Cameron was like, fuck you guys. I'm going to write fucking Jake Sully all the way around the fucking thing.
James Cameron just carving Jake into his arms. But yeah, so in the first movie, he's like ex-military and he's paralyzed from the waist down, right? And then they transfer his soul, consciousness, whatever, into the avatar. Now, I don't know if they say this in the first movie. I also only watched it when it first came out in theaters, which was like 12 years ago.
Right.
The avatar he goes into, was that like an actual avatar that they kidnapped,
so
or they
make
made him?
Them. They made them.
Okay.
That's why they have more fingers than the regular Na'vi.
Oh, okay. And then...
Because they're based off of human DNA, I believe.
Okay, gotcha. And then when he... In the second movie now, does his physical body, human body, still exist somewhere?
No. At the end of the first movie, he transfers his consciousness to the actual body, and his body dies.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, no.
But sure. Okay, great. That answers my question.
Okay, so
Damn, you got a pretty sweet deal though.
Him and the wife bang a fuck ton. They get a lot of kids. I think they have like 4.
Okay.
And then Sigourney Weaver's character
The like researcher lady.
Yeah. When she was transferred into a Na'vi, but like it didn't really work. She also apparently got pregnant because she's Jesus. She's Mother Mary. And so she has a kid, so they take care of that
Avatar
kid. Yeah. They take care of that kid who is about supposed to be like, I think, like a 13-year-old girl who is voiced by Sigourney Weaver, a 73-year-old woman. Which I love Sigourney Weaver,
yeah.
but like.
I also love Sigourney Weaver, but that is really funny because there is like a very clear distinction between an older woman's voice,
A 73-year-old woman, and a person that is like 13.
Yeah. But that is fucking hilarious.
Okay, and then there's Human Child that was left when the humans left. That is the son of the big McEvil bad guy, general guy.
Oh,
who
the
they
one
call
with
Spider.
like the buzz cut and like he was really buff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who they call Spider.
Wait, I didn't know he had a kid.
Yeah, it doesn't come up until this movie.
Oh, okay.
The kid couldn't go back with them because he was too young to go on the pods to be cryostasis.
So they just left him for dead?
Some humans stayed.
Oh, okay.
Mostly the ones that were helping.
Okay, gotcha.
So he hangs out with them, whatever. Humans come back, and this time stronger and better. And
now they want their brain juice.
And so now they have been fighting. So then, like, time skip. They've been fighting this guerrilla war for fucking years, and their kids are now like adults, or not adults, but like
teens, late teens,
teen spectrum,
right?
And they're fighting this guerrilla war, and then they decide, okay, well, they're coming after me. Jake's like, they're coming after me, so we should leave. We should leave the forest. Our people are in danger because he's leading the tree people.
He became the chief?
Yeah, that happened at the end of the first movie.
He became the chief at the end of the first one?
Because he flies the fucking special
the thing.
dragon.
Right.
So they're like, we should leave. And Zoe Saldana, Na'vi, is like, we can't do that. I live here.
I live here!
And he's like, yeah, but we're endangering all these people, so we should go.
He's like, yeah, bitch, we're all going to die if we keep living here.
So they leave. Then they find... So apparently, between the first movie and the second, all the people that were going in the mission to like kill Jake at the end of the first movie, the general and the rest of his cronies,
right,
imprinted their memory shit into a Na'vi body, so that if they died, they could come back. So they come back. So you have the exact same villain as the first movie.
But now he's an avatar.
Yeah, except now he's an avatar.
Okay.
Except he doesn't know how he died because they express that in the movie where he's like, you have my memories up to this point where I'm going on the mission.
Okay.
And then they find his body and it's like whatever. So they go on that mission to find that final battlefield, and that is where the kids get abducted the first time.
Okay.
And then
but aren't the Na'vi like 10 feet tall?
Yeah.
And aren't the kids, wouldn't they be like, I don't know, freaking 6 feet tall by that point?
Yeah.
They can't knock out some humans?
No, the kids are Na'vi.
I know.
And the general people are Na'vi.
Oh, the general people are Na'vi too. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. And
I was picturing...
they attempt to get abducted. Sorry, they are for a minute, and then there's a fight scene, and they only manage to get Spider, who is the son,
human.
Yeah, who is the son of the general.
Okay.
And so you have this whole thing where it's like trying to be like, you are my son. Well, but like he also doesn't really care, and he's like, I'm not really your dad. I get it, and you hate me because you've been hearing nothing about that I've been a bad person. So like there's this weird thing where Spider's like trying to figure out if
you hate me because I've been trying to commit genocide
so
out
like,
here.
Spider's trying to figure out if he wants to actually know his dad or be part of his found family, which culminates into a really stupid point where like he goes back to his found family but yet also saves his dad so that he can go and live and come back and kill them again. For whatever reason.
Okay.
That's the end of the movie. He like saves his dad, but then he's like, I hate you. I'm never going to be what you want. Leave. Get the fuck out of here. And you're like, all right. So he was going to just die.
Let your dad die.
He
He
was underwater drowning. He was underwater for like 17 hours. Somehow he was still alive. Whatever. So they leave the jungle.
Right.
and they fly for a while, and they land with the water people.
Right.
And the water people are like, you can't be here. You're not water people. And they're
so
like,
the water people are different?
yeah, like mutated differently.
Okay.
Like their tails are more like kind of like paddles, like to swim through water, so
gotcha.
they can hold their breath longer, stuff like that. And they're like, you can't be here. We're water people.
They're
You're
like
tree
mer
people. How the fuck are you gonna be able to contribute to our society?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, but we can though. And they're like, all right. So this whole movie is the first movie where they're trying to blend in with the tree people. Now the tree people are trying to blend in with the water people. And then, because he was right, they are just tracking him. They find him.
And the water people.
And the water people. And now a guerrilla war is starting here. And you're like, motherfucker, if you were just going to fight another goddamn guerrilla warfare, then why didn't you just stay with the tree people that we already knew? But and the answer is just because he wanted to explore more area.
Right.
But the end of the movie, he says that they are going to stick with the water people because they are their family and they are going to defend this land. And you're like, then why the fuck did you leave the first family that you were...
Wait, so they just leave the tree people to die?
Well, no, because they're saying that they would go after him.
Okay, so the tree people they've left alone.
Yeah.
So, isn't it slated that there's supposed to be like 10 Avatar movies?
There's at least 5.
Okay, so I feel like the next one,
so
we're going to get air people.
Everybody thought that we were going to get like fucking sand desert people and whatnot. But at the end of the fucking second movie, he says he's going to stay with the water people. So you're like, then why the fuck did you leave the tree people if you're just going to stay here?
Right.
Because
that way, in the third movie, when you have like the opening scenes of the third movie,
yeah, it's gonna be another
him
guerrilla
acclimated
warfare
with the water people, and then the bad guy again is gonna be like, "Oh, I'm coming to get you," and he's like, "All right, we got a GTFO," and then they go to a different exotic location, and then you just rinse and repeat.
I think it would have made so much more goddamn. Okay, first of all, this movie still wouldn't have been that good to me.
Right.
People love this movie. Whatever.
Apparently, this movie has already made like $1 billion.
Sure did.
Why?
Sure
Why?
Did. Sure did.
Why do we keep giving these people money?
I don't know. Anyway, so you could have just stayed with the tree people. And what I think would have made more sense of a movie and would have been slightly more interesting of a movie is you stay with the goddamn tree people because, that's where we already were. You gave us no reason to... You gave us a reason, but then you made the reason not good because then he decided to stay and protect that family. But his old family was less important, I guess. Because, fuck his wife and their people.
I'm going to watch this movie, but I'm going to do it while I'm inebriated.
Yeah, because, these
Enhance
people are...
my viewing experience.
These people are more important, so, fuck his wife and the tree people and her family. Like, this is their family now. So instead, what they probably could have done was have the guerrilla war be basically the most of the movie, but have the side story be like the kids leaving and going to find the other people, to come and help. I think that would have made slightly more sense. Like in this movie, they go to the water people and are like, hey, we need your help. And then it's convincing them or whatever. And then the third movie is like going to the fucking desert people and being like, hey, you should help us. Would have made much more sense. Or you have the second and third movie being about going, like the group of the family going to all these places, being like, these humans are probably going to come back and we should all band together. And like dealing with internal wars and political struggles instead of the humans, the exact same humans with the exact same motives coming back. And then you build up to all these political dramas and whatever of every movie where like the fourth and fifth movie are just the fucking battle between everybody or something. Look, I'm not a fucking movie exec genius or story writer.
I understand what you're saying,
but like,
though.
it's just, you made the same movie.
Yeah.
And you gave it so that there was no reason for him to fucking leave the jungle because he decides that this family is more important for some reason. It's stupid. And the constant back and forth with Spider and his fucking fake dad, whatever, is not interesting. And like half these characters do nothing the entire time. And it's just like, and the fights aren't even that good. And this movie went from the first movie was about like, hey, we should save the forest. This movie's about saving the whales.
Okay.
That's all that's different is the shift between the land and water. Is just save the whales.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
So, if I remember correctly, when I was watching the first movie, I had a pretty hard time distinguishing the avatars because they all look fairly similar.
Mm-hmm.
Does the same thing happen in this one? Like, I feel like their character designs are obviously different, but not different enough.
Well, all right. So you have the land Navi, which are look very different from the water Navi.
Okay.
Not very different, but like there are enough noticeable feature
Right.
changes to be like those clearly aren't the same. And then there's only 2 of the adult forest Navi. One's female and one's not. So.
Oh,
you know.
so once they leave the tree, people.
Yeah, I mean, then there's just varying ages and of people that you're interacting with that it's pretty clear to tell who's with what.
Yeah, because I remember when I watched the first movie, I was like, who the fuck is anyone?
Yeah.
Everyone looks literally the same.
I mean, it's kind of the same as like, I don't know. I feel like it's the same as humans though. It's like they're all kind of the same base structure, but some of there's some
I guess that's
variety
fair.
there.
I guess that's fair.
We're just better at detecting humans
Differences. Yeah.
Yeah. But God, it's just Sigourney Weaver's character is like I said, she's basically supposed to be like Jesus or whatever. And she can feel the tree of life at like all times. That hence the trailer where he's like, what does the tree's heartbeat sound like? And she's like, mighty.
Okay, I don't think I watched any of the trailers because I didn't care, but sure.
So at some point she like connects with the water tree, because they also have a tree, and like she gets like a fucking seizure or whatever because like she connects so well or something. I don't fucking know. And she gets to talk with Sigourney Weaver, like actual Sigourney Weaver, acting as the human version of her character. And she can like
So it's just
interact
Sigourney
with
Weaver talking to herself.
Yeah. And she can like, and her daughter can like interact with the animals on a way that like other people can't. Like she can basically like kind of communicate with them, and she can like seemingly stay underwater for fucking ever.
Oh, she's some good skills.
Yeah. And
she's Aquaman.
And like, yeah, pretty much because she uses it to like communicate with the animals, to be like fucking leave, get out of here, and like, or there's danger and shit.
Attack.
Yeah. And it's just, and there's like the child of the group, like the youngest one, who just constantly does nothing to help and is constantly a burden.
Great. Hate to see
at
it.
some point, the oldest son, who is like the oldest son, like the younger son, feels like he can never get to the expectations of what he what the first son has in his dad's eyes. Like Jake is like idolizes,
Right.
and then the first son dies.
Oh.
And you're like, oh no, child,
tragedy.
darn, you were like 18 or whatever, and you did so much for this movie, and he's dead now.
On a slightly unrelated note, have you ever seen those really horrifying like life-size hyper realistic Avatar baby things?
No.
Okay, so imagine like,
oh, we also see Avatar titty for like a hot literal millisecond.
I didn't even know they had titties.
Yeah, they have no reason to actually have titties because they don't have children the same way we do. They're not mammals, I don't think.
No, because don't they have sex via with the ponytail?
Yeah. The thing that they also connect with the animals with. Uh-huh.
Wait, but how does the baby?
I don't
does it
know
come
if we
through
know.
the ponytail?
No, I don't know if we know exactly. That we probably. I guess I can.
Maybe they lay an egg.
But we know that they don't have children the same way we do, and thus they have no reason to have boobs because
they don't need to produce milk.
But James Cameron went, nah, fuck that. These women should have titties, so we'll just make it that they do produce milk. Because I'm pretty sure we see...
But for no reason?
I'm pretty sure we see Zoe Saldaña's character like breastfeeding one of the babies in the very beginning of the movie.
God,
that's not the titty we see, though. The titty we see is
I like them without the
Weaver's, titty. They always had them.
In the first one, they had titty?
That's why I like all the females wear top covers.
I don't remember this. I don't remember anything in Avatar, TBH.
It also makes no sense that they really would have bottom covers either, because I don't think they have genitalia. So like, I don't think
they have it either. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think they have any, like, sex organs at all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's weird that they
Oh, yeah, they have nipples.
No, this is a fucking lie. They do not. Because they hold on.
Wait, I wouldn't call this. This is just a necklace. It's not like a.
Yeah, but it like always covers.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Um,
I think it would be cool if they just left it like, everyone flat all around. You know what I mean? Yeah, because look, the male avatars have nipples too. Why do they need nipples?
okay. Apparently, they do have genitalia, and they produce the same way as humans.
So what's the whole ponytail ritual thing?
Apparently,
I thought that was them fucking.
Actually, sex, but yet it totally was.
I was gonna say,
definitely
isn't that the
changed their
whole
answer.
point? Isn't that the whole point? Because in the first movie, they get really mad at Zoe Sandal.
So
whatever her name is,
it literally
because
says
she has sex with Jake.
It literally says in here that the connection, the ponytail connection, was more of a connection of the minds than sexual. And then in this article it goes, I'm pretty sure, like the author goes, I'm pretty sure that's a retcon so that they could just change that.
Fake.
Because absolutely they went, because in the first movie, it's pretty, I feel like they kind of say that they don't have any sexual organs.
I feel like it's so
and
heavily
so thus it
implied
made no
that
sense
this
that they
is.
had tits.
Yeah.
But then I think they realized that they need a reason for the characters to have tits, and so they went, fuck it, they actually do have real parts.
I kind of wish they kept it not.
Yeah.
That makes it more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Have them lay an egg. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. But platypuses lay eggs and also produce milk.
Maybe they're part platypus. Who knows?
Avatars, part platypus.
Barry, the platypus.
Actually, all avatars stem from a platypus somehow got on a satellite at some point. The satellite exploded and it just got shot into space.
Absolutely. That's what happened in my head.
Actually, no. All platypuses come from an asteroid. And part of the asteroid broke off and landed in Navi world. And then they evolved into
they evolved
the Navi.
into the Navi.
Yeah.
That would be certainly interesting. Also, I like when you look up just Avatar. It's just a war between like Avatar and then Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, never gonna forgive Avatar for that. You have to now specify.
I know. Truly awful.
Especially because it's not even a fucking good movie.
There's only one true Avatar in my heart.
People swear by Avatar. I think I've said this on the podcast before. I went to I don't know if it was opening night, but like pretty early on when Avatar 1 came out with a group of friends, and all of them thought it was like the fucking greatest movie of all time. And I was the only one to walk out of the theater being like, are you guys kidding? And they were like, no, why the fuck would we be kidding about this? And I was like, that movie was not good at all. I thought I was fucking crazy.
Right.
Thank God I went to this movie with Eamon and Alex. And all of them had the same opinion as me. Alex was the least bad opinion because he was like, fucking whatever.
I feel like Alex probably cares the least.
Yeah. Me and Eamon vehemently hated it.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't go into this movie trying to hate it because that's not fun. Like, I try to give every movie a benefit of a doubt for the most part. Unless, like, you're going into, trying to think of, like, Future World. Nobody's going to know what that fucking movie is, but, you go into that movie knowing you're just going to fucking hate your life. But Avatar 2, I was like, look, at the very least, I'll get some pretty visuals and probably an okay story.
Right.
And sure, the story is technically okay, but it is the same story.
Right.
And they repeat the stuff again and again, and characters don't feel like they actually fucking matter, and like nothing really it's not interesting, and I don't know why we're acting like the movies are the second, third coming of Jesus.
Second, third coming?
Yeah, because they're just okay.
I feel like...
And they shouldn't be glorified. They are just okay movies. Like, they're not awful, but they are just okay.
I feel like if they were also, because I only saw the first one, but it's so long. Oh my God. There is no justification for that movie to be that long.
Avatar 2 could have been They could have cut out so much. It could have been like 2 hours, two
Oh,
and a
the first
half
one is like that
at
too.
like at
You could
most.
easily cut out an hour of the first Avatar, and you would get the exact same story, but also a much more pleasant viewing experience because not every single plot beat is dragging out for 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Like, it just...
The pacing is awful.
Yeah.
It's just so slow. I remember when I was watching the first one in theaters, and it was like the final fight. I'm pretty sure that final fight lasts like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Also, technically, they rehashed the white savior thing. Forget the fact that he is always going to be a white savior because he's not actually a Navi.
Right.
But the non-water people save the water people. So technically, it rehashes that same idea.
Why?
Even though the non-water people are the reason that they're getting attacked in the first place, but
right.
You know,
awful.
During the entire so during the final battle, the water people agree that they're going to help. And there is a point during the final battle where basically, like, they're on this fucking, like, speedboat ship that's going to crash into the whatever. I don't actually exactly remember where the fuck it was going. But, and once the ship gets destroyed and stops moving, the water people, except for the daughter, who is, like, in love with the second oldest son.
Okay.
Because they have the same story where boy shows up and the girl of not hit the tribe falls in love, just like the first movie.
Great, love it.
Of the chief, she's the daughter of the chief.
Of course,
so
she is.
It is the same story.
Okay. But this time it's his son, so it's different.
Right. Where. So except for her, but I don't even remember if she does all that much, but she is technically there. Once the ship stops working, you don't see the water people for the last like 30 minutes of the fight. For some reason, they're never explained. There's never a scene where they're like, all right, we did the job, bye. It's just the ship stops working and then you just don't see them again. What? And it's never like, you never see anybody fighting in the background. It's that you don't go back to the characters until the fight's completely over and they go back. They're just gone.
I am so confused. Why?
They're just gone.
They go into the void.
They just went, the fucking it's broken. We're done. Cool,
all right, bye. Clocking out early.
It just
yikes.
It like there's not even a reason for why they fucking bail. They're just just gone.
I just don't understand the hype around Avatar. Like, and you know what's crazy though? How many people were genuinely invested in Avatar after like the first 6 months after it came out?
My cousin's one of the people that fucking loves this movie, and I'm like,
no.
But like,
no. I'm saying when the first Avatar movie came out, right, and everyone and their goddamn mom was like going to see it. Okay. I feel like by the time the Blu-ray came out, because this movie came out when DVD sales were still a thing.
Right.
I feel like by the time the Blu-ray came out, people didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
So like, is the same thing gonna happen? But then when they announced Avatar 2, everyone lost their shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just spent 10 years not caring.
And there was the two things of people, right? The people that were like, holy shit, Avatar 2, I forgot. And then there was the people that were like, Avatar 1 sucked. I don't know why people are excited for Avatar 2. But then you had that group of people that are like, it's just a thing to hate Avatar. And I was like, no. I fucking hated Avatar when that first movie came out.
Right.
I never liked Avatar. There was never a point in time that I did like Avatar.
But I feel like Avatar is one of those things where like in every convention or like nerd store or whatever merchandise place I've been to since that first movie came out, I can't tell you that I've seen one single thing of Avatar merchandise.
The only reason I ever continuously knew that Avatar was a thing was because I knew about the sequels, because that's like I'm in the fucking film industry, like that's
right.
That's my interest. And every time someone would be like, you remember when that fucking... I was like, yeah, you know that there are 4 sequels coming out at some point? And people would be like, what? I'd be like, yeah, they got greenlit for 4 sequels. Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5 have all been in production basically since the first one came out. I think it's also because they're filming them all together, like
Right, all at the same time, essentially.
which makes sense if you're gonna do that.
Right.
But like,
because you can't wait another 10 years.
Christ.
Your cast will be dead by then.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just look great for those actors because they are making a fucking mint. But like, Jesus Christ,
aren't the sequels supposed to be slated to come out one
pretty
year
much.
apart from each
Not
other?
exactly, but yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was supposed to be like 2022, 23, 24, and 25.
I think.
I don't know that that's the exact, but it seemed like it was going to be like very, very fast turnaround on the
they
sequels.
still are, but I don't think every single one is a year after year.
I feel like they should do it like Star Wars method of every 2 years, you know?
Let's see real quick. Avatar 3, 2024, Avatar 4, 2026, Avatar 5, 2028. So every 2 years.
Every 2 years. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, 2028. That feels fake.
We're in 2023.
I know. That also feels fake.
Yeah. This is the first episode of 2023 for us.
Oh, yeah.
Not for them.
Recording-wise?
Yeah, not for them.
What's their first one?
The one that just came out. So,
oh, yeah. So the one right before Anime Club.
Yeah.
Where I was talking about Girls Next Door.
Yes, where we also talked about if you suddenly had a sibling and you had been dating them for a while.
Yes.
Yeah. So that episode 79 is the first of the year for them.
Wow.
We stopped doing like themed episodes because we stopped thinking about when they're coming out. Yeah. We didn't do Christmas or Halloween.
I thought about that actually during Christmas, and I was like, it's because the schedule is just too all over the place for us to like nail that down.
It's not even now that it's like too all over the place, but now I don't have to send out the pre-week schedule, like forethought of like, hey, this is this episode, this is what's episode coming out, whatever, because I don't send that in our group chat anymore because nobody else is editing, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So none of that information matters.
In your
to
head,
you
you're
guys.
like, I need to get this done by this date, and that's it.
None of the information matters to you guys, so I'm not pre-planning anything.
Right.
Which means I am not thinking ahead to being like, oh, this is the episode that would come out around Christmas. We should do something.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Yeah.
And well, there is a point technically, but I just
It's fine.
don't have the energy to do that.
It's fine. We did our one Halloween episode and our one Christmas episode, and that's enough.
Yeah. But I just this movie's not interesting.
I'm not surprised.
I'm
genuinely not surprised that, I don't know why, but I thought they were going to, for some reason, because I didn't watch like any of the trailers or anything, so I thought that they were going to do like a whole new branch of Na'vi people. I don't know if they call the water people that, but like,
I think they're still Na'vi.
I
think they have like their own like in the same way Native Americans had like the Mohawk and the Apache and stuff like that. Like, I think they are all Native Americans, but they are all also Mohawk and Apache.
Their own like subsets.
Yeah. So I think they have their own name. I just don't remember what the fuck it is.
Gotcha. But like, I think it would be better if they just were like, okay, fuck off with the tree people, and then we follow like a new story of new people, because I don't really see the appeal in like tracking Jake and his now family. You know what I mean? What is it?
Okay.
Why do you look so disappointed?
Because I thought this would be it. I thought this was going to be true, and it's annoying. So you know how the Na'vi language is a real language that they crafted.
Sure.
That you can actually speak.
Sure.
There's in underwater you obviously can't speak, so the water people have a sign language basically. And I was like, I wonder if this sign language is in the Na'vi language. And of course it would make sense if they would do that, and it is. It's their own form of sign language for the Na'vi dialect. And I'm just annoyed because that should be the case, but I hate it because
it's too thought out for what it is.
Like, it's the combination of things about these movies that like they have such interesting world building, but also don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's the weirdest combination of really, really cool thing, yet also really dumb thing that you don't make me care about. Like, they are not interesting.
I think if they didn't, especially, like, if they weren't spending so much time with the Na'vi in the first movie, right, and it was, like, Star Wars style where Chewbacca just talks, but like only certain people can understand him,
Right.
and it's just unexplained forever. Like I feel like that would be interesting, but you obviously can't do that when they're spending
That reminds me.
75% of the movie.
That reminds me.
Oh, God.
So there is the distinction in the first movie when they're talking English Navi, right?
Okay.
Because they have times where they speak only in Navi, and that happens again in the second movie. But it is explained, I believe, in the first movie that the Navi know English because humans had been going to that planet for a minute and would teach them.
Okay.
But I am pretty sure that no humans had interacted with any other groups of the Navi. They show up to the Navi water people, and the water people immediately know English. They don't even talk in Navi. They talk in English. And you're like, I thought you people haven't interacted with humans. How the fuck do you know English then?
And it's not one of those things.
And no other groups of Navi interact with other groups of Navi. They were like, why the fuck you tree people here? Get the hell out of here. Like, it's not like it's a thing where they're just like, oh, hey, the tree people. They're like, why the fuck are you get out of here? Like,
continuity error. Beep, beep, beep.
I hate this movie, and we can end it here. Because I don't want to have to edit this episode longer than I have to.
That's fair. That's fair. Michael is upset.
What's this fucking title going to be? Ecchi and Avatar?
Ecchi and Avatar, baby.
Anyway.
Ecchi and blue people.
I hate my life. And I don't know why people like the Avatar movies. I don't get why you people like this shit. That's not fair. You like what you like, but I don't feel like these movies should be the biggest movies of the world. They are just okay, and people could praise them for their technical ability and prowess because they are. The water effects are some of the greatest water effects ever. Probably are the greatest water effects ever, which I would expect because James Cameron is a fucking water nut. But like, they are just okay, and I don't know why these movies are deified. That is the end of my TED talk. If you like it, good for you. I wish I could be you, but I'm not. I just had to sit in the theater for 3.5 hours and hate my life. And I tried to like it. I really did. But it's just boring. Anyway, thanks for watching this week's episode of Vaguely Anime Podcast or listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, follow. Don't forget to check out Kat at Kat the Moonstar on Twitch. Okay, and don't forget you got 4 weeks to watch A Certain Scientific Railgun, the first season. Yes, again, I know it's out of order. Technically, you're supposed to watch a certain magical index, but fuck you. I watched Scientific Railgun first, and I enjoyed it. So I don't care about you and your order. Fuck off. So yeah, go watch that. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.